Eventually, the moment came to introduce Liam to my friends. I was nervous. Would they like him? Would he like them? The night was full of laughter, teasing, and small moments that made me realize how much Liam had already become part of my world. My best friend whispered to me, "He's a keeper, you know." I smiled, feeling warmth spread through my chest. A few weeks after meeting Liam's friends, things started to feel different. Not bad, just complicated. One evening, I noticed he was quieter on the phone. When I asked if something was wrong, he said, "Nothing. Just tired, I guess." But I could tell it was more. The next day, I saw a comment on his Instagram from a girl I didn't know, flirty, playful. My heart twisted in an unfamiliar way. I debated whether to say something or not. After all, they might have been just friends. But the seed of doubt was planted. I decided to confront him gently. "Hey, I saw that comment from Emma on your post. Are you guys close?" He sighed. "Emma's just an old friend." I didn't think it mattered. But the way he said it made me feel small, like my feelings were an inconvenience. For a few days, there was an uncomfortable silence between us, like we were dancing around something neither wanted to say aloud. Our next meeting was tense. I could feel the distance growing. Finally, I blurted out, "I need to know if you really want this, us. Because I'm scared you don't." He looked at me, eyes filled with regret. "I want this more than anything. I'm just scared of losing you." We talked for hours that night, breaking down walls and fears. By the end, we both cried, but it felt like a new beginning. From that storm, our bond grew stronger. We learned to communicate better, to share our insecurities instead of hiding them. We planned trips, laughed until we cried, and discovered little things that made us fall even more in love. One chilly evening, wrapped in blankets on his couch, Liam shared his biggest dream, to open a small cafe, a place filled with books, music, and good coffee. I told him about my secret wish, to write a novel that would touch hearts. We made a pact, to chase our dreams, no matter how scary, and to support each other every step of the way. It felt like we were building something that was bigger than just us, but life isn't always perfect. Work stress, family expectations, and the fear of the unknown sometimes crept in. There were days when we argued over silly things, and nights when doubts whispered in the dark. Yet, every challenge was a test, not of whether we should be together, but of how much we wanted to fight for each other. One rainy afternoon, as I was lost in writing, Liam surprised me with a visit. He showed up with a bouquet of wildflowers and a mischievous grin. "I thought you could use a break," he said. That spontaneous moment reminded me that love isn't just about grand gestures, but also about showing up when it matters most. Our story wasn't about fairy tale endings. It was about two imperfect people choosing each other every day. Between Instagram messages, late-night talks, first kisses, and shared dreams, we found a love that was messy, beautiful, and real. And in that, we discovered something priceless, a forever in progress. Every morning, even before the sun fully rose, Liam would send me a message. Sometimes it was a simple good morning, other times, a picture of his sleepy eyes or the steaming mug of coffee he was about to drink. I loved these little messages because they felt like a promise. No matter how busy or far apart, we were thinking of each other. One morning, I surprised him by sending a voice note of me reading a poem I'd written. His reply was immediate and warm. "You have no idea how much that means to me." That night, we stayed up sharing our favorite poems, songs, and dreams, like two souls weaving a tapestry of shared emotions. It was a rainy Sunday when Liam invited me over. The sound of rain tapping against the windows created the perfect backdrop for the kind of conversations you don't usually have in the rush of everyday life. He looked at me with a softness that made my heart flutter and said, "I'm scared sometimes, scared of losing what we have, scared that I'm not enough." I took his hand and whispered, "You are more than enough. We're in this together." In that quiet moment, with the rain outside and warmth between us, I realized how much he'd become my safe place. We started talking seriously about the future, not just the next date or weekend, but years ahead. We dreamed about living in a small apartment filled with books and plants, about traveling to places we'd only seen in pictures. I confessed my fear of change, and he promised to hold my hand through every unknown step. Together, we wrote an unspoken contract, to grow, to learn, and to love, no matter what tomorrow brings. Then, life threw us a curveball. Liam got offered a job opportunity in another city, exciting, but far away. The news hit me harder than I expected. Suddenly, the comfort of our daily routine was at risk. We spent nights talking about how to keep us alive across the miles, about the challenges and the hope. We decided, no matter what, we'd make it work. With Liam away, our conversations changed. We started writing long messages, letters, really, full of thoughts, fears, and love. I sent him photos of my little balcony garden. He sent videos of the city skyline from his new apartment. Every message was a thread keeping us connected. One night, I wrote, "Even 1,000 miles away, you feel like home." And he replied, "Distance means nothing when hearts are close." Days turned into weeks, and the distance started to weigh on us. Late-night calls became shorter, messages sometimes went unanswered for hours. I found myself staring at my phone, heart aching every time it didn't buzz. One evening, after a long silence, I sent a message. "Are we drifting apart?" His reply came after a long pause. "I hate this distance more than you can imagine. But I don't want to lose you." Tensions finally boiled over one Sunday. We argued over something trivial, a misunderstood text, a forgotten call. Words flew faster than either of us wanted. Maybe this was a mistake. "You think I don't care?" After hanging up, I cried for hours, unsure if our love could survive the strain. The next day, Liam sent a long heartfelt message. "I'm sorry for hurting you. I'm scared, and sometimes I don't know how to handle it. But I love you, truly, deeply." We talked for hours, admitting fears and promises. From that day, we agreed to be more open, to share the tough days, not just the good ones. Then came the best surprise. Liam showed up at my doorstep unannounced. With a bouquet of wildflowers and a goofy smile, he said, "I couldn't wait any longer." That weekend, we laughed, explored the city, and just held each other close. We realized love isn't perfect, but it's worth fighting for. With every challenge, every hug, every shared dream, we grew stronger. Between messages and moments, we created a love story, messy, real, and hours after Liam's surprise visit, things felt different. We'd crossed a line from uncertainty to commitment. Our conversations became more honest, our silences more comfortable. One evening, we sat watching the city lights from my balcony. Liam's hand found mine, fingers intertwining naturally. "I never imagined this could feel so real," he whispered. I smiled, feeling warmth spread through my chest. "Neither did I. But I'm glad it did." We began planning trips, small escapes from the daily grind. A weekend in the countryside, a visit to a music festival, even talks about a summer by the sea. Every plan was a thread weaving our futures closer. We also talked about what forever might look like, scary, uncertain, but somehow hopeful. It wasn't dramatic or rushed. One quiet night, after a long day, Liam looked at me and said softly, "I love you." My heart skipped. I whispered back, "I love you too." Those 3 words felt like a promise, a beginning of something beautiful and unbreakable. Of course, not every day was perfect. Work stress, small misunderstandings, missing each other, those moments tested us. But each time, we chose to talk, to listen, to hold on. Our love was growing, not despite the challenges, but because of them. We started imagining a home together, walls filled with books, music playing softly, plants growing by the windows. It wasn't just a dream anymore. It was a goal we shared, something to build toward. Every day, every message, every meeting was a brick in that home. It happened on an ordinary Thursday. I was scrolling through Instagram during my lunch break when a message popped up, from an account I didn't recognize. The profile photo was of a girl. Pretty. Blonde. Confident. "Hey. I'm not sure if you know, but I used to date Liam. We were still kind of talking. I thought you should know. My hands froze. My chest tightened. What did she mean, still kind of talking? I stared at the screen, rereading the message. My mind spun with questions I didn't want to ask. That night, I called Liam. He answered with a smile in his voice, but I cut straight to the point. Who is Emily? Silence. Then, a sigh. It's complicated. My heart dropped. He explained they had dated on and off before we met. That she'd been reaching out again lately. That he hadn't replied much. That he didn't know how to tell me without making things worse. But nothing happened, he said. I swear. I didn't know what to believe. For days, I couldn't speak to him. I needed time to think. To feel. Liam messaged every day. He didn't try to justify, just apologized and said, I'll wait. I want to fix this, with you. After a week, I called him. I need to see you, I said. We met in the same cafe where we first saw each other. He looked tired, anxious, like he hadn't slept in days. And I asked him one question. Is your heart fully with me, or is any part of it still with her? He took a deep breath. It's with you. Only you. I didn't handle it right. But I'm not going to lose you because of fear or my past. Even though Liam said the words I wanted to hear, only you, they didn't fix the cracks in my chest right away. Trust, once fractured, doesn't snap back like nothing happened. But I looked into his eyes that day, and saw something real. Regret. Love. Fear of losing me. So I said the hardest thing I'd ever said. Then show me. Not just with words. Every day, show me it's only me. He nodded. I will. And that was the beginning. Not of a fairy tale recovery, but of slow, aching, honest healing. In the weeks that followed, Liam became more open than ever. He showed me every message he got. Deleted old contacts. Asked before posting pictures. Not because I demanded it, but because he wanted to rebuild my trust brick by brick. And slowly, something started shifting. The anxiety in my chest lessened. My laughter returned. My walls, which had risen like stone towers, began to crumble, not all at once, but piece by piece. To reconnect fully, we planned a weekend away, just the two of us, no phones, no distractions. We rented a tiny cabin by the lake. Cold nights. Wood-burning fireplace. A sky so clear you could see forever. We cooked pasta together, danced barefoot in the kitchen, and shared things we'd never dared say before. I was so scared you'd leave, he admitted one night. Because I would have deserved it. I touched his face gently. And I was scared I'd never feel safe again. But I do now. At least. More than before. That night, we made love not like two people falling into passion, but like two people holding on to something they almost lost. Our love changed after the Emily message. It grew up. It wasn't innocent anymore, but it was stronger, wiser, and somehow deeper. We learned to check in. To ask how are you, and really mean it. We started going to a couples workshop, nothing dramatic, just quiet sessions where we learned how to listen better. How to forgive louder. How to speak softer. It wasn't perfect. But it was real. It happened on a quiet Wednesday. I was in the middle of editing an article for work when my phone rang. It was Liam's mom. We'd spoken a few times before, polite, warm, but she'd never called me directly. Her voice trembled. He's okay, but there was an accident. My heart dropped. I didn't even let her finish before grabbing my keys and running out the door. The hospital was cold, sterile, loud in all the worst ways. I found him in a room down the hall, lying still, a bandage across his forehead, his arm in a sling. He looked up and smiled, weakly, painfully. I'm fine. Just a broken arm and a few bruises. But I wasn't fine. I sat beside him, holding his uninjured hand, tears falling freely. I don't care if it's just bruises. I thought I was going to lose you. He wiped my tears with trembling fingers. You're not losing me. Not now. Not ever. That night, sitting in that stiff hospital chair, everything became crystal clear. All the doubts. All the fights. All the distance. None of it mattered. I could have lost him. And I realized love wasn't about perfection. It was about presence. About staying. Choosing. Every day. He fell asleep, and I stayed by his side all night, listening to the slow, steady rhythm of his breathing, grateful for every single breath. 2 months later, when his arm had healed and life had settled again, we went back to the cabin by the lake. He cooked dinner, pasta, just like that first night, and we ate on the porch under a sky full of stars. He took my hand. Life's messy. I've made mistakes. We both have. But if I could choose one person to live through the mess with every day, it would still be you. He reached into his jacket pocket and pulled out a small box. Opened it. Simple ring. No diamonds. Just a band of silver, warm with meaning. Marry me? My breath caught. And through tears, I whispered. Yes.